Imagine tomorrow that you wake up to horrible news. World War III has begun, and the United States is a part of it. In this scenario, it is almost a certainty that large or even nuclear bombs will be on their way. So this begs the question, what are the most dangerous places to live in the United States during World War III? Well, in this video, we are going to talk about all the potential hotspots for nuclear war and where you might want to consider leaving if you haven't already. Before we get into these specific locations, we need to understand how nuclear war works in a modern conflict. You see, not every city is at risk. Enemy nations would strategically pick their targets to maximize damage while crippling the US military and economy. Nuclear targeting follows a structured approach where adversaries prioritize locations based on their military, economic, and infrastructural significance. The overarching goal is to weaken a nation's ability to retaliate, disrupt its economic stability, and cause widespread panic. While traditional nuclear deterrent strategies focus on mutually assured destruction, targeted strikes aim to dismantle the US's command, control, communications, and intelligence systems. There are three major types of targets in a nuclear war. Number one are military bases. These are the primary command centers, nuclear launch facilities, and Air Force bases that house bombers and missiles. Destroying them cripples America's ability to retaliate. These locations often include nuclear missile silos, Air Force bases with strategic bombers, and naval ports with ballistic missile submarines. Number two are major cities and economic hubs. Striking population centers causes mass casualties and economic collapse. Cities with major financial institutions, technological headquarters, and industrial hubs are primary targets, as their destruction would severely impact national productivity and economic recovery post-conflict. Basically, these cause the most damage to the heart of the country. Number three are critical infrastructure. Power grids, fuel refineries, ports, and communication centers are vital to the US military and economy. Taking them out would send the country into chaos. This category includes large energy production sites, telecommunication hubs, and transportation networks such as major highways and rail lines that support military mobilization. Additionally, secondary targets may include agricultural centers, water treatment facilities, and healthcare infrastructure to further disrupt societal functionality in the aftermath of a nuclear strike. Cyber warfare may also play a role in disabling emergency response capabilities, adding another layer of vulnerability to critical locations. For the sake of this scenario, we will be ignoring the ability of the US to intercept missiles or bombs. I don't know how capable the military is of that, and I don't know what places they would choose to protect, so we'll just be laying out where our enemies would target if they wanted to do the most damage possible. Now that we understand targeting priorities, it's important to discuss the devastating impact of nuclear explosions and how far away you need to be to survive. The destructive range of a nuclear blast depends on the bomb's size, altitude of detonation, and geography. A standard nuclear bomb, such as the one dropped on Hiroshima, had a blast radius of about a mile, with severe thermal radiation and firestorms extending up to 5 miles. However, modern nuclear weapons are far more powerful, often ranging from 100 to 1,000 times stronger than the bombs used in World War II. For example, a 1 megaton bomb, which is actually small compared to today's arsenal, would have the following effects. Ground zero, which is 0 to 1 miles away from the bomb, would be total destruction. Anything in this range is instantly vaporized. Immediate blast zone, which is 1 to 5 miles away, would see severe thermal burns, collapsing buildings, and extreme radiation poisoning. The firestorm zone, which is 5 to 10 miles away, would see intense fires, shattered windows, and widespread devastation. The radiation fallout zone, which is 10 to 50 miles away, would see dangerous levels of radiation caused by drift with wind patterns. This would cause long-term health effects. The shock wave effects, which would go up to 100 miles, would cause windows to shatter, minor structural damage, and injuries from flying debris. To survive a nuclear blast, you need to be at least 15 to 20 miles away from the epicenter, and take immediate shelter underground. Fallout radiation is another major concern, as radioactive particles can travel hundreds of miles based on wind conditions. The safest option is to evacuate to rural areas or underground bunkers if an attack is imminent. So even if we do not say the city you live in, consider how far away you are from the ones on this list. A good rule of thumb would be if you are within 100 miles of a city on this list, you are at high risk of experiencing the consequences of a bomb drop. With that in mind, let's talk about the most dangerous places to live in the US during a full-scale war. Number 1 is Washington, D.C. As the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. is a prime target due to its political and military significance. The White House, Congress, and the Pentagon all reside here, making it the nerve center of American governance and defense strategy. A nuclear attack on D.C. would aim to eliminate top leadership, crippling national decision-making and response capabilities. Additionally, the city is home to key intelligence agencies such as the CIA, NSA, and FBI, all of which play crucial roles in national security. Destroying Washington, D.C. would not only disrupt government operations, but also create widespread panic and confusion across the country. Number 2 would be New York City. New York is the financial heart of the U.S. and a global economic hub. Wall Street, the United Nations headquarters, and numerous media conglomerates make New York City a crucial target for economic and psychological warfare. A strike here would destabilize the stock market, disrupt global trade, and result in catastrophic civilian casualties. The city's dense population and vast transportation network, including major airports and subway systems, would make evacuation efforts difficult. Furthermore, New York's role in global finance means its destruction would send shockwaves throughout international markets, impacting economies worldwide. Number 3 is Los Angeles, California. Home to Hollywood, a massive shipping port, and significant defense manufacturing, Los Angeles is a high-value target. Airspace corporations, military contractors, and communication networks make it crucial to American infrastructure. A nuclear strike would devastate not just the local population, but also disrupt nationwide logistics and cultural influence. Los Angeles is also home to several major military bases, including Los Angeles Air Force Base, which plays a key role in satellite communications and space defense. Additionally, the entertainment industry housed in LA serves as a powerful tool for American soft power, and its loss would greatly impact global media influence. Number 4 is NORAD in Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado. NORAD is responsible for monitoring airspace and missile defense, making it one of the most fortified locations in the US. Although deeply embedded in a mountain, an enemy may target it with a high-yield bunker-busting nuclear weapon to dismantle America's early warning and missile interception systems. NORAD's ability to detect incoming threats and coordinate defensive responses is vital to US national security. If destroyed, the country would be significantly more vulnerable to subsequent attacks, as it would lose a major part of its missile defense infrastructure. Number 5 is Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha is home to U.S. Strategic Command, or STRATCOM. This oversees nuclear forces and war planning. Disrupting this location would weaken America's ability to retaliate, making it a crucial target in the early stages of an attack. STRATCOM is responsible for coordinating nuclear deterrence, space operations, and global strike capabilities, making it one of the most vital command centers in the nation. A successful attack on this site would hinder the U.S.'s ability to launch a coordinated counter-offense. This would increase the risk of further devastation. Number 6 is Seattle, Washington. Seattle is home to Naval Base Kitsap, one of the most important submarine bases in the country. This facility houses nuclear-armed submarines, a key component of the U.S. nuclear triad. A nuclear attack here would be aimed at crippling U.S. naval deterrence. In addition to its military significance, Seattle is also a major technology hub. Home to corporations such as Microsoft and Amazon, they don't just make consumer product, they also play key roles in cybersecurity and cloud computing. A strike on Seattle would not only impact military operations, but also disrupt critical infrastructure in the digital and e-commerce industries. Number 7 is San Diego, California. San Diego hosts the largest naval fleet in the world. It is home to aircraft carriers, amphibious assault ships, and crucial military installations. Taking out San Diego would significantly impact America's ability to project military power in the Pacific. The city also houses multiple Marine Corps and naval air stations, making it a cornerstone of U.S. military operations in the region. Furthermore, San Diego's proximity to the U.S.-Mexico border means a nuclear attack could have a significant geopolitical consequence, disrupting trade and security in North America. Number 8 is Houston, Texas. Houston is a key energy hub, home to major oil refineries and energy companies. Targeting Houston would cripple the U.S. energy supply, causing nationwide fuel shortages and economic disruption. The port of Houston is one of the busiest in the country, and a nuclear strike here would severely particularly impact the transport of goods and raw materials. Additionally, Houston is home to NASA's Johnson Space Center, a critical component of the U.S. space program. Destroying Houston would not only impact energy production, but also set back America's space exploration and defense capabilities. Number 9 is Chicago, Illinois. A major transportation and economic hub, Chicago plays a key role in the distribution of goods across the U.S. It is also home to financial institutions, making it a strategic target for economic destabilization. The city's extensive rail and highway systems connect the east and west coasts, and a disruption in Chicago's logistics network would have nationwide repercussions. Additionally, Chicago is home to O'Hare International Airport, one of the busiest airports in the world, making it a critical component of both domestic and international travel. A nuclear attack here would create chaos in the transportation sector and significantly impact supply chain operations. Number 10 is Miami, Florida. Miami houses Southern Command, which oversees military operations in Latin America. Additionally, its busy shipping port and major financial district make it a good target that would weaken U.S. military and economic influence in the region. Miami's location makes it a key player in U.S. defense strategy for the Western Hemisphere, and a strike here would disrupt military coordination with allied nations in Latin America. Furthermore, Miami is a major tourism and trade hub, and its destruction would have devastating effects on both the local and national economy. The city's port is also a crucial gateway for imports and exports, and targeting it would lead to significant economic instability. Number 11 is Denver, Colorado. Denver is home to key government facilities and military command centers, making it a strategic target. The city houses the Federal Center, a significant hub for government operations, and is close to Cheyenne Mountain Complex and NORAD, which oversee national defense and missile warning systems. Additionally, Denver's infrastructure includes major transportation hubs that would be critical for emergency responses, making its destruction a high-value objective. Number 12 is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. As another major financial and population center, Philadelphia would suffer extensive damage if attacked. It is home to key financial institutions, major shipping ports, and an extensive industrial sector that supports both the economy and military manufacturing. Its close proximity to Washington, D.C. also makes it a potential secondary target in an attempt to cripple the government's operational capacity. Philadelphia's dense population and critical infrastructure would make evacuations and emergency responses particularly difficult in the event of an attack. Number 13 is Minot, North Dakota. Minot hosts one of the largest nuclear missile storage facilities in the U.S., making it a primary military target. Minot Air Force Base is a crucial part of the U.S. nuclear triad, housing both intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, and strategic bombers capable of delivering nuclear payloads. Because of its strategic role in national defense, a nuclear strike on Minot would be aimed at disabling America's second strike capability and weakening deterrence. Number 14 is San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio houses several key military bases, including Joint Base San Antonio, making it a significant target in a global conflict. The city is home to multiple Air Force and Army installations, including Lackland Air Force Base, which is responsible for training new Air Force personnel. Fort Sam Houston is another crucial base that supports military medical training and logistics. San Antonio's military infrastructure plays a key role in both national defense and international operations, making it a valuable target for adversaries. And last but not least is number 15, Boston, Massachusetts. With its financial institutions, seaports, and proximity to military installations, Boston could be at risk. The city is home to several major financial firms, research institutions, and key technology hubs that support national security efforts. Boston's port is a major gateway for trade and military shipments, making it a crucial logistics point. Additionally, the presence of defense contractors and advanced research facilities, including MIT and various military laboratories, makes Boston a strategic target in an effort to disrupt technological and economic stability. So at the end of the day, no one really wants to talk about World War III, And honestly, if nuclear war does happen, it's pretty much over for everybody. But these are just the places where it is most likely to be the worst. Now, you might be wondering, what are the safest places to live in the case of World War III? Well, luckily for you, we are going to be dropping that video very soon, so if you want to see it, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.